Okay, we got Don Olson. Don, how you doing, man?
Hey, Tad. So I'm coming from Victoria, Canada. Tad's
All
neck
right.
of the woods. We live on the
Yeah.
same island. Yeah, so I have a Mighty Neck Works community. And as you know, you probably don't remember, but I kind of closed things down in 2020 and just getting back to going full steam again. But I have like 195 past members on there. They're still on the site. But this came about because I was working with niching with somebody yesterday who's connected to Gemma. And the thing that I've worked with for you so long is having a school and having so many modules, or having a course in so many modules. You know, I getting to that single problem that I fix is challenging. And what she suggested to find my ideal client is to go back to the students that I've loved, my ideal clients, and look deeply into them. And that's how I got into the community this morning, because I started looking at all the members and looking at their what we talked about and stuff. And I found, wow, this is going to be a really neat deep dive. But then I started thinking, well, maybe I should try to invite them back. So that's kind of the question is, I know that we talked a while ago, and once you drop out, people forget about you fairly quickly. But I think a lot of these people will remember because I'm picking the students that I really resonated with, and they really resonated with me.
Beautiful. Um, have I talked to you about Ross O'Loughlin's work with conversionengineering.co?
No.
I want to really recommend getting in touch with him at conversionengineering.co because I think he would have a field day with you. He does stuff around Facebook ads in particular. Um, I think he could be a huge help to you in a way that I'm not so qualified to. But the thing that makes me think about him in relation to you is he works with a woman who does I think it's kind of homesteading, traditional skill stuff. And so, for example, she's got all these courses, and one of them is on sourdough. So she'll do Facebook ads about how to make a perfect sourdough to lead people into the membership. And you could do that probably with each course, could be a different way in. And then you just figure out of all those topics, which are the ones that seem to work best, get the best attention as a lead magnet, as a entryway. But I would reach out to him. So
Convert
conversionengineering.co. And for a lot of you,
co.
he's got if you're interested in the Facebook ad thing, uh, and creating a very kind of, he was an engineer, a water engineer, the structural side of how do you um, bring people in. I'll be doing some stuff with him in December, uh, and, I like him a lot as a person, and he's very smart. He's very brilliant, and he knows a lot of things about marketing. I don't know. Okay, that's number one. Number two, um, so just for everyone, if you have something that you've maybe put down and now you're wanting to bring back to life, you're wanting to revivify, I think it's important that there's some plan around it. This is the main thing, is to really sit down. I mean, I love this idea of, as Don is saying, sitting down, like, who do I want back? Who do I want in? And then you think, okay, so here I am, it's closed, and I want it to be open and thriving. What are the steps in between? What are all the things I could do between A and B? So a number that I'm thinking about. And in the chat, if everyone wants to throw in their ideas, and you can just type Don's name, DON, all caps, colon. Maybe you all have ideas for Don that I don't have for this. But one would be, I would absolutely reach out to those people and say, look, I'm thinking very seriously about relaunching it, and I want it to be great for you. Like, what would you want? What would you want to change? What would you take away? What would you want to see added? What would make this just so worth the money and the time? Um, what would make this a no-brainer? And they'll have ideas. I mean, some of them might just say, um, "Oh, man, just bring it back. The way it was perfect. Nothing to change." Right? But they also may have ideas, and which will help inform the offer itself. and then you're tailoring it for the people who you really want to have there in the first place. So one, just a bit of a listening campaign, emails, asking directly. Um, Two, did you ever go through the Art of the Slow Launch, the pre-sales magic thing I did with Bradley on launching?
No.
It's in my membership. If you can't track it down, let me know. I'm happy to send it your way. But it's a 5-hour workshop around creating a launch plan, and it's a kind of do it in real time, and if you wanted to sit down with somebody else live and go through it, it's helpful, I think. But that would be the biggest thing I would recommend, is just when people go to launch things, often, and me too, PS, but often what happens is we scramble. We don't really plan it out, and we don't give ourselves enough time. And, for example, with this tour in the UK, it's not really enough time. I knew that. It was an intentional choice to just say, I'm not going to, until I'm in the country, I'm not going to even plan anything, because I had to cancel last minute, and it's such an impact on people to do that who are hosting me. So I just wanted to, once I'm in the country, then I'll believe it. But I knew it was a tight timeline, and that's not ideal. It was a conscious choice, but still not ideal. But if you can, I mean, 3 months, 6 months, a year ahead, to really map it out so that it's smooth, that it's easy, that it works. And here's the thing, if I were to say to all of you, look, if you can do a launch that hits all the markers you want to hit, I will give you $1 billion. You could do it. No advice from anybody. You would just find a way. It's like, if this is a launch that meets the following criteria, that's really inspiring, that's really useful for people, that's a lot of fun for you, that gets you exactly the people you want. If you can achieve those goals, $1 billion, you could do it. So it's not that we don't know how, it's just, it's not a priority, and we don't really sit down and map it out. So it has to be mapped out, I think. And again, this is very helpful to bring in somebody and say, can you help me with this relaunch and putting it up? It doesn't have to be overwhelmingly, complicated, but there may be certain things like, right, before I relaunch it, these are the things I want to change in the membership. These are the things I want to add. Right, I'm going to need to update the sales letter. Right, I'm going to need to write an email that is going to go out announcing this. Yeah, I'll probably have to send a reminder email. Do I want to offer a special deal for people who are coming back in? I need to set some time to think about that. Even setting time to think about it is a step. And eventually you get something where we should look at the plan and say, if I did all those things, this will absolutely work. I feel very confident about this plan. It's hard to imagine it not working. And then just a pro tip for everybody, if you want to get 40 people in, make a plan to get 80. Really work the plan for 80, because then it's like, okay, I'll probably at least get 40 on this.
So, Tad, one of the plans that I have is I've been working with Gemma, who I met through you.
She's great.
Yeah, and I'm kind of going with the evergreen model because that really works for me, because my membership is based around one course, really. That's the Sacred Healing Journey, and something I've been doing since 1986. So that I love that idea. I'm hearing you, and I love your advice. I always love your advice. And I like the idea that her launches are kind of more consistent launches. So you launch and learn and launch and learn, because you're taking people in each month.
Uh-huh.
So I aim for 5 people. If I got
Oh, I
five,
see.
yeah, and I'll launch, but I'll this is new about these people here. So but I'm launching. I'm getting. No, it was George Cow that gave me the video person, but I'm working a video person, so I'm moving over to YouTube. And anyways, got lots of things on the go now. So
Wonderful.
so look forward to seeing you when you get back home.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, yes,
We'll go
we'll
for
get in touch
coffee.
then. And yeah, for everyone, also with launching, there's two different types of plans, right? Um, in terms of marketing, one is a launching plan, and a launching plan is big. You're going to do it maybe once a year. It's going to be a big Shazam, fireworks. But there's another kind of plan, which is a maintenance kind of marketing plan, which is what Don's talking about. It's like, okay, I'm going to be on a regular basis putting out invitations, bringing people in. ongoingly, but that needs just as robust a plan to make sure all those pieces happen. Yeah, and if you've got them happening, then that's great. But it's
Well,
good to
no,
decide what
but
you want.
I might do Gemma's Amplified program. She's given a fairly decent price, and she has that all mapped out. She has
Oh,
that was always attractive. She has a great system. I was pretty impressed with it. Yeah, so
yeah. What is her website? Is it just her name?
I can't even remember her last name right now. I'm having a blank on it. Gemma
Gemma Gilbert, is it?
Gilbert. Yeah, yeah, got
Yeah,
it. And I
I
think
think
it's
it's
just Gemma Gilbert. Yeah.
yeah, .com. So GEMMA Gilbert.com, I believe. Um, yes, and she's fantastic. She's a colleague of mine. I recommend all of you check out her work. It's good to get multiple perspectives. I see what I see, other colleagues see what they see, you know.
Well, the
Um,
hard part, Tab, is I'm really attracted to what you've done now
oh,
with your seasonal ones. Like that's really attractive because my book literally has the seasons in it. And so yeah, so I'm wrestling with between getting in your membership or doing
oh,
Gemma. So
Gemma's great. She's fantastic. I mean,
I
just
know,
all my thumbs up on her.
but you're great too. So, but I get a fair amount
Okay.
of you. So
Yeah.
thanks.
Thank you for showing up. Um,